In this video, we are going to take a look at the rest of the sum and difference proofs. You should have already looked through the cosine of a difference proof. I will re-emphasize that you do not need to recreate that proof at any point, but every single sum and difference identity is based off of that derivation. These proofs we are actually going to do more like the proofs we have been doing in class so far, where we're working on one side. So I just wrote on the side what we can use. We can use the even-odd identities, which are these two guys. Just erase one of them. Cosine negative theta is cosine theta. Sine of negative theta is negative sine theta. And then, of course, we're using the cosine of a difference, which was derived on that bigger sheet. So first thing I'm going to do is change this into subtraction so that I can use the difference identity. And in order to do that, I'm just going to do minus a negative b. And now I'm going to expand using the difference formula. So we're going to do cosine A, cosine of negative b, because that's the second angle that's in there, plus, and you'll notice with the sum and difference identities for cosine, it's the opposite sign that goes in the middle, and then we'll do sine of A, sine of negative b. This is a fairly quick proof because now we'll use our even-odd identities. So if I use these two guys over here, cosine of negative b just changes into cosine b. It's the same thing, and we keep the cosine A. And then there's a different color here. Sine of negative b is going to change into negative sine b. Now notice I use parentheses because it's being multiplied by sine A, so I don't want it to look like I'm subtracting yet. And then we'll just pull that negative sign out into the front. So minus sine A, sine B, which does give us what we have on the other side, right here. So I've completed that proof. The next two proofs will have a slightly different set of identities that we're going to use, but we are going to use the cosine of a difference for both of these proofs as well. And I'm going to do the same style of proof for both of them to show you how these work. So this is going to be, oops, draw a line through, we're doing a new one. We're going to start with sine of a sum. And we could do either one. We could do sine of a sum, sine of a difference. It's pretty much the same thing. Sine of a sum is sine of A plus B is equal to sine A cosine B plus cosine A sine B. So you're not looking to memorize these just yet because we're just proving them, but if you notice here some differences between the cosine identity, the functions are mixed. It doesn't go cosine, cosine, sine, sine. It goes sine, cosine, cosine, sine. But the inside, the adding here, does match up with the adding here. So each of the identities has something that switches or is opposite. And then for my can use identities for this, we're going to use cosine of a difference and the cofunction identities that we just proved recently or derived recently. So first thing, this one's a little tricky, so we're going to do two of these again this way. We're going to change this into cosine, and we're going to do 90 minus the angle A plus B. I'm going to make that orange so it stands out. So the angle now is the entire adding together of whatever A plus B is. That's going to be the challenging part, as we're grouping together two things and making it one angle. And I'm going to rearrange this so that I'm able to use the cofunction identities later. So let's distribute in the negative sign and then regroup it. Technically, these two steps you could do together. And in fact, I'm going to reuse my orange. I'm now grouping together 90 minus A as my first angle. And then I have the subtraction. B is my second angle. So the key with this is recognizing this is going to be the first angle, which is the first angle we're using in the expansion, and then the B is the second angle. The subtraction is just telling us, let's use that subtraction formula. So we're going to expand it for subtraction identity. Cosine of 90 minus A, that's my first angle, times cosine B, plus, remember with the difference formula, same as it was up here, it's adding, and then we'll do sine of the first angle, which is the 90 minus A, sine B. Now, I'm going to use my cofunction identities. I am taking the cosine of 90 minus A, and I'm changing that into sine of A. So that's using the cofunction identity again. Cosine B plus, and then I'm going to use cofunction again and change sine of 90 minus A into cosine A. We have now morphed the sine of A plus B into sine A cosine B plus cosine A sine B using the identities that are listed over here in this box. So I'm going to do one more in this video, and this will be sine of a difference. You can compare it to the one we just did because it's pretty much the same, except going to use a different identity for when we do the distributing. So for our can use for this, we are going to use cosine of a sum, which we proved already all the way up top. And then the cofunction identities again. We're pretty much going to follow the same steps. So you get a second chance to kind of look through this. We're going to do sine of A minus B is equal to sine A cosine B. Notice pretty much almost the same thing, except for the sign in the middle. So although technically there are 6 identities in this set, you can remember them or memorize them in groups of 2. All right, so we're going to start with the same thing and make this cosine of 90 minus the A plus B, or A minus B. We're grouping that together as an angle before we redistribute and regroup this. So right now, 90 is my first angle, A minus B is my second angle. I want to distribute the negative sign now, so 90 minus A plus B, so it's going to be different because we're going to be adding. And then we will regroup this so that the 90 minus A is my first angle, and then B is my second angle. So notice we now have cosine of a sum. And again, I'll write this off to the side, what I'm doing here. That's the first angle, and then B is the second angle. So when you're looking at the identities and you're trying to fill them in, this is the first and this is the second. I don't have the cosine of a sum identity listed out here. So hopefully you're looking at your identity sheet simultaneously, but we're looking at first angle versus second angle. So A is the first, B is the second, no matter what they are, whether they're numbers or in this case, a group of 2 things together. So we're going to expand that. We'll do cosine 90 minus A. Again, that's my first angle. Cosine of my second angle, which is B. And then with the cosine identities, the sign is opposite. So for the sum, we have subtraction in the middle. And then we'll do sine of the first angle, which is 90 minus A, sine of the second angle, which is B. And then similar to the first one, we are now using our cofunction identities and changing cosine of 90 minus A into sine A. And really, if you think about it, it's pretty much the same as the one that's up above, except for the minus sign as opposed to the plus sign. We'll change sine of 90 minus A into cosine A using the cofunction identity. And we have now proved both of those identities. This is probably one of the trickiest of the set of proofs because of the grouping of that angle together of two things really meaning the one angle. So take a minute to digest those before checking out the second video. We'll talk about the tangent of the sum and difference, which also will be very similar to each other. So we'll do one and then show the other one to compare the two.